back to make this a close one again?
At first, a good start for us. Power play cashed in, and if you look previously when we had that opportunity, we kind of just didn't take advantage of it, and tonight we did, and tonight's another growing moment because, in the last couple of games, our best period's been our second period. And tonight, through lack of puck management, contributed to their office, and they were good enough to go ahead and cash in, and learning experience for us. That's part of development, and it's better when you can do that and you win a hockey game. I thought Jack Horbach was good from start to finish. Played on the edge, but didn't play over the edge. Was great on our bench. Just did a lot of things you want an upperclassman to do. And then I think the hockey gods were good to him, and he found a way to get that done on that shorthanded goal, which kind of calmed things down for us.
Seemed fitting for Botterill to get the empty netter too. He was in a lot of things tonight. I wonder how you saw his game and what he's able to bring when he's able to, kind of like Jack, play to that point where he can try to do things but maybe not go over it.
It was an important weekend for him. And the one thing you found about guys that have had offensive success throughout their career, when they don't get it, they get a little ornery. They start to question a little bit. And he had some early this year, and then he'd had a little bit of a dry spell. And so for him to be able to get one-on-one tonight and impact the game the way he did tonight, want him to feel good about his game tonight because he worked real hard to get there.
The power play scoring twice in the first period, obviously that's something that had gone the other way for you last week. What did you see that was maybe a little bit more positive for those groups? And one for each unit getting one. It has to be good for both of them to get a boost there.
That right there is a really big piece for us. We didn't rely upon one group. Simon Tassie's really playing good hockey right now, and I hope that continues for first and foremost himself. He went through a real tough year last year, and it was through an injury that just didn't seem to get back to where it was, and I think it rattled his confidence. But the summer that he put in with David Cruikshank and the summer that he put in with Tommy Inkrot, our strength coach, and he's starting to provide consistency, and it's great to see him rewarded for that. And we're going to need him to continue to do that, but I'm just happy for him because of all the work that he put in.
Was there, you talked about maybe not being aggressive enough with the power play chances you got last week. Did you feel like there was a little bit more of that and maybe didn't try to do too much sometimes and took what was there with the passing especially?
Puck movement, allowing the puck to do the work and not slowing it down once it got to a spot. Second thing, our entries were better early. I thought they made a couple of adjustments and we were a little bit off, I thought, later. But our entries allowed us to get in. We won some face-offs in the offensive zone where we didn't have to go out, break out, get in, get set. An aggressive mindset. I thought Ben Dexheimer really distributed well. To see Simon on that back door the way that he did, our guys did a good job at working at what they wanted to work at this year or this week at trying to have our power play be more threatening. And tonight it helped.
When you're not scoring a bunch 5-on-5, you better be getting some special teams, right? And get 2-1 and an empty netter. And so that's a big part of the game, right?
It is right now. You look around college hockey right now, the teams that are being most successful, their power plays are producing. They're not going to the box a tremendous amount. I liked our discipline tonight other than the last one, which is a learning experience. And, you have to go through some of the tough things to figure that out. And our penalty killers stepping up and doing what they did. But there's a reason you call it a team game. We needed everybody tonight. Our goaltender, we left on an island a couple of times. But I just thought he was real solid when he needed to be. And I'm glad we were able to get that last one.
Did you see anything out of the 2 goals they scored in the second? Because they're both on rushes on transition where it kind of turned over either high in the zone or in the neutral zone, and you're able to maybe they were able to get there quick and make things happen quick. Is that a recognition thing? Is that just a speed thing for your guys to pick up the one coming back
Well,
at the top?
their numbers, we couldn't have covered them all. And it was, again, from our stick to their stick to zone entry to the back of our net. And again, it's a learning experience. Is just, you've got to take sometimes what the game gives you. And if you don't, you can get burned a little bit by that, and we did tonight. But like I said, I'm happy with the effort. I'm happy with the discipline. I'm happy with the result. Can we learn from tonight? Absolutely. And we will, and we'll ask our guys to be accountable for what they did in a good way and what they did in maybe not so good, but learn from it and then flush it, because tomorrow is going to start and it's going to be here in a hurry.
Is there anything you can say on Pulver or what his status is? I know not being dressed tonight.
Yeah, he went lower body. Yeah, it was something that just in practice, and now we're trying to be careful with it. But yeah, lower body, and he's kind of day to day.
That's obviously a position where you don't like having just two guys. And with the roster caps now, that changes a lot of things, yes?
You're reading right through yeah, exactly. And we've talked about it. I'm a big believer right now that college hockey, we've got to fix that. It's when you lose one, and we've got one that, like I said, is day to day, and then all of a sudden you have the two. The two have to go out and practice. They're practicing for the entire, if you're an hour and a half, whatever it is. And our inability right now to be able to have, in my assessment, an emergency goaltender that can give you, even in those practice times, give you an opportunity that you're not stressing the other two out. That's something we need to address. I know on our conference call the other day, the Big Ten, we're talking about that, because it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And so hopefully we can get ahead of that before anything detrimental happens to a program in our league or any league in college hockey.